Welcome everyone to the Diary of a Cameraman. Today we're going to be looking at something amazing that every creative, being a photographer or a cinematographer out there, must actually take into place while carrying out a creative process or a production process. And that is known as stages of production for creatives as a photographer or as a cinematographer. Remember, you're a creative. There are processes you must actually carry out to have an amazing and incredible shoot at every point in time. 1 month ago, the manager of my studio I work traveled to a very far city within the country to take some photo shoot session, and I was the one to manage the studio for roughly 3 weeks. And in the process of managing the studio, I discovered a lot of things that made my work exceptional as a photographer and as a cinematographer, and that is known as the stages of production for me as a creative. One of the things that has made us creative not to have an amazing and incredible creative session is because of the inability to carry out a production process planning. We always have bad sessions because we have not been able to carry out a production process planning. When you carry out a production process planning as a creative, you understand that your creative session will be amazing, it will be unique, and it will be exceptional. And not just being exceptional, it will give the client, he or she, the confidence to refer him to other clients, to other brands, and to other set of people that can actually come and patronize your brand, and thereby giving you more money in your bank account. There are 3 stages of production for every creative as a photographer and a cinematographer. And this is one of the things I discovered within the 2 weeks I was able to manage the studio, where the manager of my studio traveled for a photo session in a faraway place within the country I find myself. And this 3 process includes the pre-production process, the production process, and the post-production process. These are the 3 main processes you must be able to carry out as a creative when carrying out a creative exercise. If you are not able to carry out this pre-production, these 3 stages of production, you might likely not be satisfied with the kind of output you might have at the end of the day. Okay, the manager of my studio traveled, and I got a couple of calls from clients. I want to take a photo session in the studio. I got a call, like today being Sunday, I got a call. I want to take a photo session in the studio on Monday, on Tuesday. Okay, and I asked the question, do you have something in mind you want us to recreate? And the client's like, no, I don't have something in mind I want us to recreate. I want you to use your creative knowledge to give me something exceptional and something outstanding that can actually be something outstanding. And I told the client, okay, no problem, I'll be waiting to receive you the next day. So I went back to my drawing board. I brought out my piece of paper. I brought out my pen, and I said, I have to write down something. And the first thing I did was the pre-production process. I don't want to do the regular kind of thing that I've been seeing on the social media, or I've been seeing of different people. I want to do something exceptional, something amazing, and something wow. I'm like, okay, since this client has given me this information, I have to go and carry out what is known as a pre-production process. And in that pre-production process, I carry out what's known as planning. I carry out my planning exercise, because as a creative, you must learn to plan. That is one of the criteria you undergo in the pre-production process, planning. People always say if you don't plan, you plan to fail. And I think I actually buy into that opinion of people. When you don't plan in life, you're definitely going to plan to fail, because life is all about planning yourself. Because when you have a plan, you have a direction towards what you want to achieve for yourself in the next 1 year or the next 2 years. So as a creative that I am, I went back to my drawing board and I planned, okay, this is a birthday shoot. I planned on the kind of concept I want to recreate. I planned on what will it cost me to produce this kind of concept. Does it require me going to get some crops in the market? Does it require me going to get more lights to assist the photography session? Does it require me to get 2 or more people to assist me in the photography session? This is the pre-production process. Because if I don't do this as a creative, I'm likely not to get the expected result I need as a creative. So I went back to my drawing board and I carried out a pre-production process, which includes the planning, which includes the budgeting of that particular shoot. Because in that process, you are building momentum. Your mind is being open on the kind of things you want to actually achieve with that shoot. And that's the things I actually took into place when my manager traveled far away. I carried out a pre-production process for every shoot. I had to go to the internet, see something exceptional about what I want to create, and that gave me an idea of, okay, since this person have done it this way, I think I can do it this way, thereby making it more unique and telling a better story. It makes you exceptional. It opens your mind to new and versatile way of doing one thing to achieve same result. So I was able to carry out a pre-production process in every shoot that I carried out while the manager of my studio was away. After the pre-production process, I went to my production process and I got back to my client and said, okay, I am ready to create magic with you. And the client told me on the phone, wow, interesting. That means my confidence have actually grown towards your brand. I'm like, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much, Ma. And that was an amazing response from the client. So in the production process, the client felt so relaxed. It was now a day for me to actually bring out what I have actually done in my secret place to the field and make that magic come to pass. And one thing you must understand in your production process is that your production process is a day or is a process whereby you have fun. It's a fun process. You don't need to make it a toxic process. No. One of the greatest mistakes many creatives out there always made is making their production process a toxic process. It needs to be a process whereby all your team members are relaxed to work with you. Everybody share ideas on how to achieve that which you want to achieve in that birthday, in that wedding anniversary as a creative that you have. So everybody needs to feel the fun of that shoot, because when everybody does not feel the fun that particular day, then the shoot is definitely going to end very bad, because nobody will want to bring ideas on the kind of thing that will make the shoot outstanding. Nobody will want to open up. So it's a fun process, and that fun process, everybody shares, brings up his or her creative ideas, his or her creative knowledge to make that shoot an exceptional and incredible one. And one of the things you must understand about your production process as a creative, that you must learn to carry everybody along. You carry the person holding the light along, carry the person holding the reflector along, carry the person taking it behind the scene of the footage along. The makeup artist should be carried along. Even the client should be carried along. Because when he or she is not carried along, then he or she doesn't feel relaxed, the shit is not going to come out incredible. So everybody should be carried along with that creative process. And one thing about the production process, that it's always a long process. Most time, it takes hours to actually accomplish what you have actually planned to accomplish. If you can be patient enough in the production process to bring in all the ideas you have actually planned on your pre-production process, you're definitely going to have a nice production process. But one of the things I've always had with some creative is like, even though my production process is not amazing, I can actually do that in my post-production process. One of the things I always advise every creative is get it while shooting. You will spend less time in the production process. That's one of the things I always advise every creative out there. Get the lighting while shooting. If you're using a butterfly lighting, if you're using a 3-point lighting, which is the key light, the fuel light, the back light, get the right set of light setup while snapping. Get the right camera setting for your exposure triangle, for your white balance, for your ISO, for your shutter speed, for your aperture, for everything while shooting. Get the right set of background while shooting. In doing that, it makes work more easier for you in the post-production process. If I don't have an accurate light setup in my production process, coming to the post-production process in the Photoshop, editing my pictures, I'll have to balance my different components there to have a nice and more exposed picture, which will take me more time. And most time, I'm like, the exact result I have actually desired to achieve in that post-production process. So as a creative you are, make sure you get the production process accurate, exceptional, and excellent. It will give you an amazing post-production at the end of everything. So that is the second stages of production for every creative, the production process. And the third stages of production for every creative is known as the post-production process. The post-production process, I say there is, it is an amazing process that takes more time for you to carry out, but being patient gives you an incredible and amazing result. The post-production process is now where you carry out, okay, for example, I took a studio picture. In the post-production process is where I go to my system, I go to my screen, and I start editing those pictures I've actually taken, those clients or those set of people at the studio during the production process to make sure that the picture comes out neat, excellent, and accurate, and actually something that will not be rejected by the client and that can actually fetch me more jobs at the end of everything. So the post-production process is a key process for every creative. But one of the issues I will always say, and I will keep saying at every point in time, is if you don't get it at the pre-production process and at the production process, you might likely not get it at the post-production process. It's on rare occasions that you get it at the post-production process. So the first two processes, which is the pre-production process and the production process, is a key process. You must be able to put in more energy to get it. Because when you get it at this process, then the post-production process will be an easy process for you to actually get it, and you're going to get it perfectly and accurately well. So these are the three processes of carrying out a creative journey as a creative that you are. The first stage is the pre-production process. The second process is the production process. And the last but not the least is the post-production process. Thank you very much, and see you next time in the Diary of a Cameraman. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell to get more amazing episodes from the Diary of a Cameraman.